what are your biggest challenges in your learning process? And how do you stay motivated and persistent? Because I know it's always a really long process, guys, a long journey. It's not easy to process. Miss Neftali, we're going to start with you, please. You get the microphone, open it, and try to talk, please. What are your biggest challenges in the learning process, and how do you stay motivated? So we're going to go with you, Miss Neftali. If you're here 100%, you get the mic, just open it and try to spread your words, please.
Okay, thank you so very much, Jamaica, for giving me the mic again. And for those who weren't here when I first gave my first comment, so my name is Neftali, and I'm one of Common Language Courses student. I am Asian, and I am living in the Dominican Republic for now. So first of all, let me set up my alarm. Yes. So I'm glad that we have that question because it's something that I have been waiting so long to talk about it with someone just to express what I feel about how I'm feeling about that process. But unfortunately, I haven't got opportunity yet. But so tonight we have that question. So I'm glad for it. And I remember less than 1 year ago, I started learning English, and it's been fun. A lot of things happening, but it's been a little bit hard as well. And I've been encountered a lot of challenges, like people around me who really care, people around me that love me so much that were trying to discourage me, like to make me give up and try to look for another path, not because they wanted to hurt me, not because they didn't want me to be happy, but because they were worried about me because it was not easy, that decision that I take at the time. And one of that was one of the challenging, but that was not the biggest one. And the biggest one wasn't even a person, wasn't even something that I was able to deal with it completely, literally. But it was very good, honestly. Now I can say that it was very good. For example, I know that I wasn't the only one, and I'm not going for sure they're going to be the only one that's gonna have that challenge, because my biggest one was financial issue, because I was just a little girl who was dreaming to learn English, was dreaming to have a fourth language, and especially one that I can move forward with it economically. And I used to work hard, having a Monday to Friday schedule work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And when I decided to stop working, that was very difficult for me. And also people around me were trying to make me give up for that reason, for that same reason, because they were worried about what if you failed? What if you got sick? What if? But the things that they didn't know, if what if I succeed? And today I did. I do. And I'm proud of that. And I remember at that time, it wasn't only a question of taking care of myself, but also paying bills, because I mentioned, but I'm not living in Haiti. That's the reason that I mentioned where I'm living. I'm living in a country where you have to pay bills monthly. Every month you should pay the rent, the electricity, sometimes another utility as well. And I was alone, without anybody behind my back, without a mother, a father, um, a boyfriend and a husband, without anybody but God. And he did it because he was powerful. And the first thing that I did at that moment to overcome that hard situation, that dark moment in my learning journey, because I dreamed to learn English. And when I see, as Mrs. Anna said, she used to take someone as a model and say, I want to be like her. I want to be like that person. Me too. I had a couple of person that I wanted to be like them when they were speaking English. And I was saying, okay, even though this decision that I took was hard, but I'm going to stay motivated and being consistent as well, because I know that one day I can do it. And the first thing that I do, because I was not working at that moment, And I know that, as I said, I was not the only person who encountered some financial problem, financial issue. And I know that the first thing that come in mind when you are in those situation is just give up because you're not going to lose a lot of things. You give up because what if you fail is a reality. You can fail. We are not going to, we are not immune of problem. We are not going to say, okay, I'm going to say positive, 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 but that part of being realistic as well exists. And the first thing that I did at that time, I remember that I have, at that moment, I was thinking big, and that was one of the beautiful books that I ever read in my life. And I remember when the writer said, if you want to achieve something that you're not achieving right now, you have to start doing something that you're not doing. And I said, okay, the things that I don't used to do is keep moving forward. I used to give up. I'm very I know I'm very good at giving up. And at that moment, I said, okay, that was the only thing that I was not doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And as well, I was a little bit realistic. First of all, I try to do whatever that appear as work. If it is honestly, I'm going to do it. Yes, I have to do whatever that I'm going to do. And also knowing that how to manage my money. At that moment, I also read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. That was one of the first books that I read. Eat That Frog that taught me to do the biggest thing first so that at the end of the day I'm not going to be very tired and I can keep moving forward and doing other little things that can give me some income even though it's not big but small so that I can pay my monthly class and also having money to pay the rent, the electricity, and also to buy food because that was not easy. And like that, I end up making more money than my own salary when I was learning English, working some part-time job or some just later job that I find one day and tomorrow no. I end up making more money than that. And at the beginning, my first thought was to just giving up and learning while you worry. It's not easy because your mind won't stop thinking about the failure. But I did it. And Mr. Davidson was saying earlier, if I can do it, you can do it as well. I'm not going to say anybody. If you encounter financial issue, you have to moving forward no matter what, but you should think about what if you succeed, not only what if you fail. So that was to just sum up. In my learning process, I encountered a lot of challenges. The first one was people around me that wanted to make me give up. And the other one, the biggest one was financial issue. And how I did to stay motivated and persistent was to manage my time, manage my little income that I got at that moment, and try to do whatever it is possible to not, okay, that's all I want to add. Thank you so very much, Jamaica, for giving me the
Mm-hmm.
mic.
Mm-hmm. Great. So thank you a million. You're my one of my testimony because I always say that année passée comme ça, mais ce n'est pas que commencer à apprendre anglais avec. C'est allé, il voulait parler anglais, il voulait parler anglais. Et puis il commençait en mars. Donc nous beaucoup en mars, non, en février. Donc c'est un processus qui était dit. Donc si on connaît tout le processus, mais ce n'est pas dit tout, ou pas prendre route ça parce que n'est pas facile. Do you understand? Especially like dealing when financial situation every day. It was not easy. I'm so proud of her because today, she did it. She did it. She did it. She did it. Can you do it as well, people? Est-ce que nous avons fait le tout? Et puis, je connais quelqu'un qui a regardé là, qui dit, mais est-ce que je suis capable de tout? Oui, ou capable, si vous voulez. Imagine de 2 mois anglais là, et vous courez, non? Parce que nous-mêmes, nous anglais pour nous vivre, nous-mêmes, ici, là. Anglais pour parler de tout cas anglais, puis anglais au fini, non? Nous anglais pour nous vivre. Et nous pensons, les gens qui là, nous sommes haïtiens, nous pouvons nous faire. Les autres, gens qui faire le tout. Sauf, ce n'est pas facile. C'est pour cette raison, question ça, elle dit, qui plus grosse difficulté ou joindre dans le processus d'apprentissage là, et comment vous rester motivé, and persistent. I'm gonna go with you, Mr. If just open the mic, take your time and spread your words, please. Let's go.
Do you hear me? Sir Promise?
Really well, really well. Uh-huh.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all of you guys. Almost 30 participants was on the club tonight. I really congratulate you. I was paying attention to your comment for the first question, and I see all these beautiful qualities, guys. Because if you can be there to speak, it's because you apply them. And I was so proud. And one of them was missing. I want to add it was the passion, and Mr. Stanley killed it. I know because this is one of the candidate will help me, to achieve my goal in the learning process. And according to my understanding, Sherry, this is this is up. Excuse me.
Mhm.
I thank you for giving me the mic for the question number 4, Teacher Michael, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts. And because this question is about personal experience, I can say, because each of us who are here have our own experience and our learning process. Even though it was almost 4 years since has been, taking this path, but I think it's like new because we never, we can never stop learning because throughout life will be still learning. And a foreign language, you will never, never know everything about it. English, learning English is a long process. And throughout life, we're gonna still learning because nowadays think is still upgrading. There is some word maybe 10 years ago they using it, and right now they don't. And because of the technology, social media, throughout life, we're gonna still learning. But I can say it's a process. It's still ongoing as we still alive. But for me, my biggest challenge is when I was learning, entertaining the learning process, when we're taking this path. At the time I was pregnant, as a pregnant woman, we have a lot of things, to think about yourself, to take care of yourself, to stay healthy, and to prepare for the unborn child. It was not easy. And why I was learning, this is why I go to the doctor appointment, and I was a lot of stressful. And the doctor told me, suggest me to do something I love. And at that time, Teacher Michael I've known for almost 2014 and 2022, 21 I can say. But I crossed path with Teacher Michael, and he offered me this opportunity, and I embrace it. Just not take it, but I embrace it at the time. Even though I was pregnant, I was 7 months along, but I take this opportunity and I made it. I made it. Even though after giving birth in February 22, I have to breastfeeding my daughter to take care of the newborn I had, but I keep doing it. And we live in a foreign country, not our country. There's a lot of stuff like immigration stuff. Because when you are used to be legal and you come to the country legally, and because of some injustice, sometimes you cannot stay legally. This is the kind of stress also. And like Miss Neftali said in the first comment, sometimes when your life is troublesome, learning is become more difficult. And when you live in a foreign country, that also is become a difficulty to throughout the process. But I didn't let that stopping me. I keep moving forward and I achieve my goal. And I have the privilege, to stand where people speak the real English we're speaking now. It's not because you say, "Oh, this is Asian." It's not real English. But when you go like to the United States, to the UK, maybe you have the opportunity to use the platform you are using now, and to be able to understand people from different countries, like from Africa, from USA, from UK, and you understand why they talking. Sometimes you think you even have better accent than them, because Asian, when we speak with our heart. We don't have any accent like the people from Africa, have a lot of accent when they speak English, but we try to do our best when you're learning a language. But I overcome these challenges thanks to Teacher Michael, and thanks to our community. Because right here, we are not just a school where you're learning English, but we have a great environment, to support us throughout the journey. And until now, I feel happy every time I have to come around this community. Because Comrade Language Courses, we have a group when we practice 24/7. Before it wasn't like that. We used to close the group at 10, but right now it's open. But throughout this journey, I stay motivated and persistent because sometimes you can feel discouraged. You can feel like you don't want to do it. But self-discipline gonna say, hi, you have to do it, even though you don't feel like it. And this community we have, the WhatsApp group, help us to stay motivated. Because every time you say, okay, I don't want to practice, but somebody just send a voice and keep motivating you to say, hey, come around, we want to practice. This community helped me to stay motivated because I've been trying 4 times, but I have been successful in the 5 round, what I was missing is this community, the way around to practice. When you're learning, you not practice your learning, you can be forgetful. You will not, make progress because practice make progress, practice make perfect. And this group gave me the opportunity to practice what I have learned, even though I am still a mom at the time, a new mom. It was my first baby, but I keep persistent. This is the word, persistence, until I get what I want. And I'm so proud of my school and especially of my teacher who always pushing you hard. If he don't hear you, he's gonna private you to say, hey, you have to practice. Because if you don't practice, what Miss Neftali did, or what Miss Steffi did, or Miss Yolanda would not eat that, you cannot do it. You can have the money. If you don't have the motivation, the discipline, the persistency, the consistency to do it every day, you won't make any progress. Even though you have money, but the money cannot do the job for you. You have to do it yourself. And this is why me and the other guys in Common Language Courses who have been doing it, we encouraging you guys. If you don't want to do it yourself, nobody gonna help you. Nobody didn't come to save you. You have to save yourself. That was my experience, and I'm so grateful to Common Language Courses. And I'm so grateful to all of you guys who still stick around to practice. Until now, I feel grateful for this group because sometimes I say, oh, I don't feel like I speak a lot. Let me go around. We can spend like to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, practicing, even in the morning, during the day and the afternoon. This guy never give up. I really like you guys. And Teacher Michael, thank you so very much for all you always. He's not just a teacher, but he's a teacher who love what he's doing. And we are so proud of him and we love him so much. Thank you so very much, Teacher Michael, for giving me the mic.
Great, so thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Amelia. Gimon kat Marisa Blandi, dag blant ap pale anglais. So, I'm so proud of you, Miss Stacey, as well. Miss Stacey di sa, gen moun ki pat kompon, Miss Stacey prosesus li an, li te komanse l pat fasil. Li te enceinte, li te Saint-Domingue, li te ap tan yon bébé. So, je Miss Sophie, l'hôpital la, li konekte nan klas la. Dek se pat fasil. Nou di yon jen haïtien, yon jen maman ki Saint-Domingue, nou kompon sa vle di. Se pat fasil, se ta. Li te fel, e li la jodi ya, eske lot moun ka fel tou? Thank you very much, Miss Stacey. I'm so proud of you. I feel kind of blessed to get people like you, like Miss Niftali. Let's go, please, Mr. Emmanuel. Open the mic and let's go really quick with you.
Thank you, Teacher Michael. Good evening, my dear people. It's a really nice pleasure having you tonight, as always, to practice English. English is not our mother tongue. Sometimes we are facing up with some bad situation. One of them I want to talk about is lack of motivation. When you're learning a foreign language, you don't have the same motivation every single day. And sometimes we want it, but we don't get it. For that reason, we have to stay focused on our goal in order to keep moving forward. And sometimes depend on the situation that we are facing out. For example, for an AD, sometimes I get some limited resources. I'm talking about bad connection, internet. Sometimes I want to, it's a package, learn the foreign language. I have to read, I have to listen to podcast, watch a movie. When I don't get good internet, it's almost impossible for me to do those things. But those things can be of a barrier for me to keep moving forward on the learning process. And sometimes I try to replace them. I with more, but when you set a goal like listen podcast, watching movie, or uh, do other things in the process, it's a kind of difficult. But what I do to help me stay motivated and persistent is to get my goal clear in my set, and I get people around me as well. I know they keep moving forward. I say to myself, I should keep moving forward, especially when we are reading books together. But that really helped me. If I am on chapter two, I say, yeah, maybe the other student they are on chapter five. I have to work hard in order to be on the same level with them. It's a good thing, but learning foreign language is not easy. But while here in common language courses, we have good opportunities to keep moving forward, even sometimes if you are facing some bad situation, especially for people who are living in Haiti. Sometimes, most of the time, we are facing up with bad connection internet. Sometimes we get some issue and security. They, we got our family who are facing up some bad situation. They are difficult, but the most important thing, we have to keep working hard in order to achieve our goal, which is learning of one language. Thank you, teacher.
Great. So awesome, our dear brother, Mr. Emmanuel. Always see that from Tigua, Haiti. We really know what you're talking about. Thank you, Amelian. So now it's going to be Mr. Stanley. After Stanley, it's going to be you, Mr. Tero Brother. Let's go really quick, Mr. Stanley.
Okay, my dear teacher Michael, thank you one more time for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Can you please show me the screen?
Great. I'm gonna do that. So the question number 5 says, what are your biggest challenges in your learning process and how do you stay motivated and persistent?
Okay, thank you. For the first question, for the first part of the question, what are my biggest challenges in the learning process? I could say, when I was a beginner, I was afraid, to make mistake because, it was my first time that I tried, to learn something. It was not something that I used to learn, in the past. It is because I got a friend of mine, the way that I speak, I really love it. And then I fell in love, to that beautiful language. And right now I could tell you, yeah, I'm not afraid anymore, to make mistake because I see mistake as part of life, as part of the process that we need to make mistake, to move forward. And then right now, if I see that, I keep talking, keep doing my thing, and then I don't feel, I feel frustrated because I need to fail, to know that I'm in the right path. Because if I still, being successful in the learning process, I think that there is something wrong because I keep repeating the same thing. I keep doing the same thing on the same ground. But once I make a mistake, I just sit me back, take myself back, and then try to review everything, make sure that I really have a good path to move. And the other thing as well, that yeah, the second part of the question, what really helped me, to stay, motivated and persistent is the fact that, I always, keep thinking about my dream. I can tell you it's the only thing that keep me alive right now because I don't really have time, to practice each and every day. I don't really have time, to write in English because it is something that I used to do, every day, write, try to really perfect my writing and as well, to listen to stuff, in English a lot, to practice with the people a lot. And then for now, it's something that I really struggle with. But the thing that keep, helping me, doing the thing that I should doing is the fact that once I don't doing it, and then I just have this little voice that remind me of how important is my dream, how important is the learning process, how important is English, for my life. Because I got so many goals that relate to English that I do want, to accomplish my life. And then when I just laying down my bed, this little voice said, you can't lay down without practicing. And then I just grab my phone and then go on WhatsApp, thanks to teacher Michael that give me, that beautiful, group. And then I just say something and find some people, just so, to practice. And then at the end of the day, after doing that, I feel happy because I know that I just do something that really help me, to move forward. And then they might be surprise you, teacher Michael, just to hear that, in my 12 goals, I write something that is, pretty, surprising, even for myself. I write that, like, to read a minimum of one page to one chapter every day. In when I got time, in the past, I used to read, 3 chapters. I used to read a book in one day. And right now I'm struggling, with time because I don't have time, enough time, to make things happen in my life. But I know that. And then books and then I say, okay, I will sleep, but I can't sleep because I haven't read yet. I just take my laptop, I just read one page, only one page, and then I go to sleep because it is what it is. I know that I don't really have a lot of time. But the fact that I take my laptop just to read one page, I feel like happy about myself because I did it, even though that I was so burn out, and then I feel part of myself. It is the same thing, for you guys. You will not have enough time to do all the things that you want to do. But try, to practice the law of efficiency that I got opportunity, to find in a great book. That book, it is the in that form. It said that you will not have enough time to do all the things that you want, but you will have enough time to do the most important thing. Always concentrate yourself on the most important thing. There are sometimes things that you will need to skip, just to move on to the most important. Always be, it always be in a always have a self urgency. It is something that I have right now. I know that I got a lot of things that I need to do in a day, but I always make sure that I go switch, to the main point. What is the thing for you right now? If you think that you can't um, practice listening, you can practice reading, you can do all of those stuff, just concentrate yourself, on doing the most important for you. If you are a beginner, concentrate yourself on speaking. Speaking, if you can find a partner, just do it, for yourself. But you need to do something that can really help you, to move yourself closer, to your goal. Because it is what it is. Keep, as the man before me said, keep trying, keep learning, keep failing, because without failure, you will not be able, to grab your dream, because
Mhm.
the opportunity is up for grabs, but you are the only one that can create the opportunity. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't have opportunity, to do this, to do that," but they don't think about this part of life. It is you that create your opportunity. When you go to institution and then you learn a language, you create opportunity in the future to bump into somebody that will give you an opportunity, to practice that language. Keep doing it, and then sooner or later, you will get the thing that you want. Thank you, teacher.
Great. So thank you, Million, my dear brother. You're among the greatest one here as well, my dear brother, Mr. Stanley. Notre internet là, te commencé par un petit headache. Donc, c'est avec internet comme ça, Mr. Stanley, qu'on apprend cours. Des fois, dans une classe qui dure 1 heure 45 minutes, Mr. Stanley qu'on perd plus qu'une heure de temps. Donc, le processus n'est pas facile. Mr. Stanley va dire tout bagaille, mais il va être facile. Mais est-ce qu'il fait? Yes, of course. Mr. Stanley, il fait. Est-ce qu'il n'a pas fait tout? Yes, you can, guys.
Thank you a lot. And hey, guys, it's all about love and motivation. And I think Stanley did say everything that I want to say. And I think that we share the same, we had the same experience. 2 years ago when I started learning English, I was struggling a lot about, fighting with that fear of making mistake. That was my biggest I can say that was like biggest fear, because when I'm talking to other people, when I'm seeing other people speaking English and I'm listening to myself speaking, I was always like, yo, are you speaking, or what are you doing, so I'm sorry there. So I started to um, you know, try to build this confidence and try to learn how to, to accept the steps. I know sometimes you just have to accept yourself to move forward step by step. it's not a process, it's not a writing process that everything, we go to step one, step two. We have the same goal, but I'm sure that we don't take the same path. you know it's about what you're living, it's about your days, it's about your experience. So I would say that my to answer the first question, my biggest fear was and is still the same. It's the fear of um mistaking when I'm speaking, but I did accept it, and I'm trying to do my best, trying to improve myself, trying to be better than yesterday. So I take time to read, I take time to listening to, music a lot. And I think that helps me a lot, and I'm trying to improve myself. So to the second part of the question, I would say that what keeps me motivated or to stay motivated, it's an experience that I had with English. So I left Haiti and I come to Dominican Republic, and I came here. I didn't really have, skills for I can say that, for a good job here. Honestly, I was new. I didn't know anything about the country. I didn't even speak English. So I started to fill form for some call center here. I didn't have the level. I'm I'm still thinking that I don't really have the label now, but what's happening is I got rejected more than 3 times. You know, I got rejected, and I started to doubt of myself. I said, "Yo, you don't speak English. You have to find somewhere. You have to find a way to start, learning." And one day, I decided to fill to a company here, and then I went there, and I just say to myself, I'm gonna try it. But deep inside of me, I had that feeling that I would get it this time. You know, not because I know that I'm waiting for it, but I say I don't have anything to lose, but I have all to win. So I'm gonna try. And I went there, and I failed, and then I passed some test. So the first test I failed. And then there was a lady, a Dominican lady, and then she told me, do you wanna try again? So I was like, yo, I said, okay, no problem. And thanks to God did. And I succeeded. And I say, you know, the biggest thing in English is not even like speaking well or like being showing that you speak English. It's not even being a good speaker. The biggest thing that you have to keep in mind is that you are a learner. You are learning. It's a learning process. You have to accept the steps. If you accept the steps, that means you have to accept make a mistake. You have to accept to learn and to improve. The word learning English, it's about improving day by day, trying to be better than yesterday. And you have to, put yourself in the word completely, and so from that day, I'm still learning. I would say I'm still learning, but I started to believe in myself. I started to cultivate the motivation and the self-confidence, and here I am today. So right now, I will say that I didn't even learn to speak English by reading books, or I started to learn English by talking to people, listening to music, watching videos, and talk to you like guys like you. And I'm trying to improve day by day. And the fact that I'm speaking to other people, American people, every day, you know, that's helped me improve myself. So that's all I have to say about it. And then again, I would say thank you a lot, teacher. And I think it's my first day, it's my first day talking to you or participate with you. But I promise
Mhm.
from that day, from today, I'll be always with you guys. I
Great.
appreciate it.
Great. So, thank you, Million. Our dear brother. I really appreciate that because, your experience can really motivate the other folks who are here as well to really know that you can really do it. If you did it, like Stanley did it, the other folks like Mr. Stanley Stafford, they did it. The other folks can do it as well. Thank you, Amelia. It's going to be you, Miss Nancy. Let's go really quick. Miss Nancy, please.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Michael. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you guys. So, I'd like to say something about the biggest challenges that I have is I have fear of making mistakes. sometimes I am afraid to talk, to make mistake. So um I can say lack of time too. So I don't have too much time because I am working, and when you have family, so it's really hard to do a lot of things. I have two understanding native speakers. The reason is because they speak a lot. They speak really very fast. Sometimes you can't catch um all of the things that they are saying. So it is one of the challenge that I have. Sometimes I need um to know more words. I'm talking about vocabularies. And if you don't have new words, so I can say right now I am so shy. I am really, my English is very poor. It's because I am I can say I have a lack of vocabularies. And I can say to motivate me and persistent about my challenges or about what I am learning is I can stay motivated by remembering the reason why I am here. So if I don't have a motivation, if I don't know what is the reason why I am learning for in life, whatever you want, or if you have a goals, so you have to work on it. If you don't know what is the reason why are you learning for, you gonna you I what is the word? you you can't achieve your what is, you can't be achieved. So it is very very important to be motivated yourself. And I can say I have to make practice even if I don't have too much time. So I have to make practice a little every day, to forward my English, to forward my myself. And I can say too, I have to accept my mistakes okay, because I know I have to be patient. Um, I have to be patient because I am in a process. Step by step, I'm gonna be better. I would like to talk like Neftali, like Steffi, like Teacher Michael, like um um like you guys. So I have to be patient. The way that I am learning, it can be different, like as Neftali. It can be different like Anna, like Steffi. So I have to be um I have to be mine. Oh, I have to use my mind and um go somewhere with my knowledge to be better. And I can use English in real life. I have to watch videos and listen to music and speak with friends around me. So it is the biggest challenges that I have. My biggest challenges is fear of making mistake when I'm talking um on a group or with somebody else. So thank you, teacher Michael, for the mic, and
Mhm.
thank you guys.
Great. So thank you, our beautiful lady, Miss Nancy. I know it's not easy, but if the other ladies they did it, you're gonna do it as well. Just and keep working hard. You're in the good path. Thank you. Let's go quick, Mr. AFG. You get the microphone. Open it. Let's go quick with you.
So the known problem is half resolved. Everybody is greeted here. Again, my name is Galilei Altinor, aka AFG, as Teacher Michael just said that. Today, I'm so pleased again to be here, even though I come too late. And then I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me well because of the bad connection internet. So it is very
We
bad here because of the weather today.
we
So
hear
I
you
think
really well.
I think Natcom is gonna be good at this time. All right. So uh we are talking now about the biggest challenges in my learning process. In my learning process, I think it is the English learning process. That was very challenging because I didn't really know how to learn a new language. Okay. But the first thing that kept me motivated, that was the first day that I went to the institute and the teachers were talking together to each other. And then they were speaking in English. And I was looking everywhere. When they say, yeah, hello, but I didn't even understand anything. And I said, oh, if they are Haitian and like they can speak English like this, I will do it one day. And then in the level one, level two, I didn't really stay motivated. Level three, I said, no, I'm paying money. I gotta take things seriously. And then I started practicing. I started looking, like watching some videos, and I got a model. Okay. And then I went to a level four. I went to Jeunesse en Mission, like and Saint Mark Town. And then I practiced with some native people, okay, to hear the American accent. And that was even more challenging because I was afraid to make mistake. And I said, no, it's not like this. And I remember the first time I they called me for the call center, and I said, Jesus, I'm gonna start a new part of my life, a new chapter. And I said, no. So you don't have to be afraid. The second me, I said, no, you don't have to be afraid, bro. You gotta keep up. And I did it. So I was very afraid of making mistake. The first day that was very challenging. That was, I can say that was the worst day I spent in my life. And then there he is. Now I can speak, I can listen when people are talking. So that was very good. The biggest challenge was uh being afraid of making mistake. Don't be afraid. If you want to speak English, say things. If you don't say anything, everything is gonna be kept in your mind, not from your mouth. If you say it here, someone can hear and then help you. This person can correct you, and then you are going to do better like next time. So that was fearing of making mistake, teacher. So you said that I don't have to take so long time because so I have things to say, but the time is so short. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for that now, because I know after we're gonna get the question number six, which is going to be the last question. In that question, we will get opportunity like to give advice, some tips. You will get more time, like some more time, more minutes to spread your words. Thank you. So now we're gonna go to the question number six. The question number six says, "What study tips do you have for people who want to improve the English? And what is the best way to improve quickly?" You get experience, Miss Neftali, Miss Steffi, Mr. FG, and you, Mr. Stanley, the other folks. You get your experience. Do you understand? if you get some really good tips, when I say you, not you, and I'm talking about like to everybody, you have your own experience and you get like different ways of seeing things. Let's go. We're gonna start with you, please, Miss Stacey. You get a microphone.
Thank you, Teacher Michael, for giving the mic for the last time. And about the question, what study tip I can give? From my experience, the first tip I can give to someone who want to improve the learning process, and the English learning process is take your study seriously. If you don't know why you are doing it, it will be impossible to reach the target. You cannot hit a target you cannot see, but you have to identify your first target. You want to speak English, you have to know your why you want to do it. For travel, to be able to work, if you can identify your niche, it will be easier for you to study. And secondly, even though it's not about grammar when you want to speak English, but you have to fix some goals to achieve. It's about the reading process. If you're about the speaking one, the writing one, even though because there is four facets in the learning process. But the difficult one is to speak. This is why I'm gonna encourage you to, in your schedule, to put at least 10 minutes, 30 minutes to practice. Practice every day. If you cannot do it in the morning, try to do it during the day. If you cannot, don't let one day pass without practicing. If you don't practice, you will not make progress. And another thing, you have to have a great environment. What does that mean? Your circle, it's important. If you want to speak English, and every time you will still speak with people who speak in Creole, it's not bad to speak in Creole, but you have to have a great environment. And right here in Common Language courses, we do have it. Some people take advantage, some don't. And it's so sad for who's not taking this opportunity seriously. Because I remember one of the biggest challenges was I was learning English first time. It because every time I leave the institute, when I go to take the tap when they call in, hey, I have to speak Creole. And around me, there's nobody to practice. But with English, right, with the social media right now, you can, circle yourself with people who can help you moving forward in your learning process. And this is one of the things I first doing it when I was learning English. I try to relocate the person I know who speak English because I want to practice. Even the Common Language courses give me the opportunity, but I still look around for more because I want to achieve my goal. And another thing I can suggest you too, guys, to improve, sometimes I do that. I record myself. I talk to myself, I interview myself, and I tape it. I record it. And I try to listen it after to say where I make mistake and to try to correct it. And we have one tool today, even though the teacher cannot be able to help us. Around here, we can tag another students. And we have Google also. You can Google it and try to listen again and again to how you can say it. And another tip I can give to other people studying also, try to learn something new every day. And reading help you do that. When you're reading a book, maybe when you're listening something, you have some word what is a little bit foreign, you can just take a note after make research. They're gonna improve your vocabulary. And sometimes it's not a scene. If you can ask somebody, how do you see me? Ask question to see if you're getting better or not. People who love you, not lying to you, they're gonna let you know how they see you. From 1 month to 2 months, if you make progress, if you don't, what you can do, and in which area. Don't be afraid to ask question. And the biggest one, try to beat your fear, because fear can stop you to moving forward in your learning process. And the second part of the question was, what is the best way to improve quickly? the best way to improve quickly for me is give yourself a deadline. I say, okay, I'm starting in January. By July or by June, I want to be able to get a level, because in English we are A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Give yourself a deadline. If you did not achieve it at that time, it's not a sin. You can read the deadline and it be able to help you to achieve your goals. And another thing you can do is practice every day. Practice every day. Some good quality we see in the club gonna help you. Be self-disciplined. When you have self-discipline, you're gonna do it even though you don't feel like it. Be courageous. Don't be afraid to practice every day. Boost your self-confidence. That's gonna help you to be able to, show what you know. It's a great thing when you can show what you know. And this is why we really like about our community right here. It's not only about English. We learn, but we have knowledge also. And this kind of club give us the opportunity to do research, to feed our brain and to have things to say when you're around whatever people, even though it's medical stuff, environment stuff, social media stuff, we do have things to say. And guys, if you try to do this kind of thing and the other tips you're gonna receive, guys, I can see you're gonna love yourself from 3 to 6 months right here. Thank you so very much, Teacher Michael.
And congratulations, our beautiful lady, Johnston. So I'm so proud of you. I really congratulate. And I will thank you. Thank you. And thank you a million. So we're going to keep moving. It's going to be Stanley. After Stanley, Neftali. After Neftali, AFG. If somebody else wants to say something, raise your hand. But it's going to be a kind of really deep, especially people who have experience. Mr. Stanley, let's go really quick with you, my brother, please.
I know that it's not really a study step, but I don't want to mention it because it is really important. And then if I got somebody, when I was a beginner that gave me that, I would probably, have, more, accuracy and fluency right now. As I said earlier, guys, it is the same thing that I would say, right now. It's to take yourself accountable. You are the only one person that can really help yourself. Okay. Even though that you have a teacher that will give you, the thing, the path that will pave the path for you, but you are the only one that can really bring yourself, to the path and have the fluency and accuracy that you want. Because, sometimes we think that the fact that I got a teacher and then the teacher will give to me, the 100%. No, the teacher, supposed to give you 1%, the pave the path for you. But the 99%, it is you that should do it. Okay. I remember when I was a beginner, I tried to learn that language, for the first time. The thing that I did, at that period of time is try, to learn a lot of expression. I was a beginner, but I got a lot of expression in my mind. I could even being able, to use them, but I just had them. I do research, conduct research every day, try to learn. I forget them. I will learn them again, until, I fix them, in my mind. It is the same thing that you supposed to do, for yourself. Take yourself accountable. When the teacher, give you, some housework, to do, not only, go in your house and after that, try, to scratch and sniff. And then when you get back, to school, and then you try, to copy some people, homework, and think that at the end of the day you will be able, to move forward. No, things not like that. There are some personal sacrifices that should be done only by you. Even though that you got a teacher, it will bring something for you, try to teach you, try to, give you something, but it will never force you, to accept it. It's for that reason you can hear that proverb. Um, you can give or you can lead a horse to water, but you can force it, to drink. To drink, it is the same thing for you. If you got opportunity, to provide yourself, some English, you can provide yourself English. You pay for that. Don't throw your money out. Don't throw your money away. Just do it, with all your body. Give yourself a 100%, to the process. I know sometimes you don't feel like it, to do it. It's not a problem because as a human, you need to waste your body. You need to waste, your mind. Maybe there is something wrong that happened to you. And then for the moment, the present moment, you can't do anything. Just waste your body, just waste your mind, and then get back up. Is what it is. If you don't do it, if you don't push yourself, forward, no one else will do it for you. And no one else, will try, to walk in your shoes. You are the only one. Maybe at that time, a person might say, "Oh, I feel sorry for you." But at the end of the day, it doesn't care about the thing that you struggle for. It is you that really care about yourself. If you really want the thing that you're doing right now, just suck it up. Give yourself a 100%, to the process. Put yourself to it. Try to go to the extra mile. Just stay a little up, at night, just to study. Learn something, even though that first thing in the morning, you will, probably, forget it. It's not a problem. Just force yourself, to do something. And the other thing as well, it is self-denial. It's almost the same thing, prevent yourself from the some pleasure right now because you are young and then you got the opportunity, to make it only right now. Okay, you will not have the opportunity i- i- anymore. And me, if I haven't learned that beautiful language sometime in the past, I would not be able, to do it right now because I don't have time anymore. You know, each time that, God give me opportunity, to celebrate, my birthday, it's like, it's not a burden. I know it's a grace. I know it's a wisdom. But at the end of the day, I don't have the same amount of time, available anymore. There are certain things that I've done, if it was not be done, it might pass. It would be not, be done right now because, I don't have time. It is the same thing for you. As you grow up, you will not have the same amount of time. Each time that you see you have, do something that is meaningful for you, that can really help you. If you think that right now, the most important thing for you is to practice speaking, just do it, do it, do it, do it until you fight soon, that. If you think that right now it is listening skills that is more important for you, keep doing it until you fight soon, that skill. If you think it is writing, do something, do anything that can really move you. If you think that like, it's what, one page, one phrase that can really help you in the learning process, just do it. Take advantage of the moment, the present moment, because your success, you can only build it, if you concentrate on the moment, on the present moment. If you think that I will postpone it, I will have later time just to make that happen, you will never have it. It's for that reason I encourage you to take yourself accountable. Once you do it, you know that you are the only one that can really do it, that can really make it happen, for yourself. That means you take a great step, that can really help you, moving forward. And after that, have passion, really feel passionate about the thing that you're doing because only sacrifices are not enough, because if you see in those sacrifices like a burden, at the end of the day you feel like I'm frustrated about the process, I'm not enjoying the process, and then you will tend to quit. And then if you tend to quit, you will not have the same energy. You will not feel of beings, to keep wake up early in the morning, to practice with people, to step out of the comfort zone. It is the most important thing I could say, to step out of the comfort zone. It requires a lot of guts. And then if you don't really love the process, if you don't feel passionate about the thing you're doing, there are certain things that you would not be able, to do it because you think that it is not worth enough. But if you think that I love the thing that I'm doing, and I know for sure that the thing that I'm doing right now, if I keep doing it, is the thing that waiting for me, at the end of the process. It's like, you project yourself into the future, you see the words, and then you bring the words back to the present moment by doing, something, by making some sacrifices. You just let fire under yourself. You leave fire under yourself. You don't let, you don't, let yourself off the hook. That means, you take accountable, you take, you take yourself accountable, for the thing that you're doing and know that if I don't do it, it is my fault. There is nobody else, to blame. I'm the only one person that should be blamed, and then I accept that I need to do anything that can really, help me, moving forward. I think it's all, and thank you, teacher.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with you, please, Miss Niftali. You get 4 minutes or less. 4 minutes. It's a
Yeah.
good, really good speech. Let's go really quick with you.
Yes, and that's exactly why I have a timing for 5 minutes. Maybe I can
Okay, you
steal
can
one more.
you can go with five if you want. I can give you five. I don't have any problem there. Let's go quick.
Okay, thank you so very much for that. Yeah. I remember when I was at school, I wasn't even 10 years old, and I was about to be transferred from my school to another one. And a cousin of mine said to me, Neftali, at that school, because I was being transferred from my countryside to the capital, but it was the same congregation, the same school. And one of my cousins said, Neftali, they won't keep you at school because you don't speak French. And I was like, oh, wow, guys, before the end of the year, I speak French really, 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 really well. And like 10 years after, I found out that my cousin did not speak French. It was a joke, and I took it for real. I was 10, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I didn't know if it was a joke because without that, I maybe will not even be able to speak French. But it was just an example. But how did I do that? I remember I was very young and I didn't have knowledge that I have for now. Because after that, I've read a lot of books. And before I have 15 years old, because I was 15, before I was 15 years old, guys, it's a fact. Of, for me, I've read more than 100 books. I like reading. I like reading, and if it is knowledge, I am passionate about whatever that can help me to grow. But guess what? I'm a lazy person. I don't like to put things in my head like, okay, I'm going to sit down to memorize a lot of things. I don't like to do that. I rather grab my pencil and full a notebook, but I'm not going to memorize anything. I'm lazy. But I strongly believe that if you write down something, at least you have 30% in your mind that's gonna keep in your mind. So to learn a new language, to learn a new skill, you need a lot of effort. And one of the most attractive things when I first started learning English was when I have an emergency.
Let's go really quick with you, brother. We get some 3 minutes. If you need four, I can give you four as well. It's up to you. Let's go quick. Oh, I'm sorry. The mic. Go for it. I'm sorry. Open it.
All right. Hello again to everybody. Thank
Mhm.
you, Mr. Marco. Even though you gave me only 3 minutes, I'm gonna try to do my best to go shorter than ever. So that is a very, very beautiful subject because the new learners really, really, really need it because that is going to help them to stay motivated in their learning journey. What study tips I have for people who want to improve their English? I'm going to start with the first one. So I got a lot of tips of advice that I can give them to improve their way of speaking, okay, to try and get some methods to speak English to improve their capacity, to improve their level. First of all, I'm going to start with practicing every day. Practicing every day can make a big difference in your English learning journey because you're going to memorize at least 40% of what you've been practicing with even though with yourself or with somebody else. Okay, so when you're at home, in the front of a mirror, you can practice with yourself. And the other thing is try to learn phrase, like sentences, phrases. Don't focus only on learning new vocabularies. They are very important. But when you know the vocabularies, you won't be able to use them. But it is different to when you know how to use them in a sentence and you know what they really mean. You will be able, like easily, you will say, even you won't be very like aware of what you're saying. You're going to speak really fast, and then they are all going to come in your mind without even have a deep thinking about it. You know, it is very, very important and then more crucial than learning only new vocabularies, than expressions, phrases. And then the best way that you can do that is following some teachers, some people like Obama. I got Prince EA, so they are my models. So I really like the way that they speak. I really like the way that they speak, and then I've learned a lot of things from them. It's very important. And the other thing is believe in yourself, self-confidence. That is more crucial than all those things that I've just said. Even though I said they are very important, but that is more important. When you believe in yourself, you know that what you can do and what you can't, you are in measure now to change, just to overcome your fear. But if you don't, you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to push forward because you don't know yourself. You don't know your limit. But when you know it, you can do everything you want. If you don't, you'll be like such a lazy person. You got the opportunity now. You can do it. You can use my advice. Me, I did it like this. I tried to practice. I said, if I don't, I will be like the laziest person in ever. And I did it. I tried to hear from native speakers to see how they speak. I hear from American people. I hear from I hear the British accent as well to see like the difference in languages, you know, and that helped me a lot. Until now, I am in the learning journey. Till now, okay, I'm working every day. I am learning every day, and I am trying to be better every day. It is very important. And I remember something like a phrase that says, "Fake it until you make it." Consider yourself as the next version of yourself. If you are now, you can't speak English, if you don't understand what I'm saying now, you don't understand anything, consider yourself as like tomorrow you'll be able to understand. It seems like today you are able to understand, but you can't. But you have the opportunity today to do it. If you don't, tomorrow you won't be able to do it. But if you do it today, you will be. So it is very important. Then the best way to improve it, it is self-confidence. Self-confidence. If you have it, you have all of the other things. Okay, all the other things are very like they are like basic things you can say. Okay, keep practicing every day, doing the right things. Don't be afraid of speaking. Standing in front of a mirror, talk to yourself, and follow some other people who speak English very well. Don't follow people who don't really speak English very well. Okay, you will be lazier than them. I say that to you because I know the truth. Okay, once you follow someone who has the capacity to let you know how the truth is and what it is exactly, you will be able to be better than this person because you are learning from him or her, and then you're going to add it to the capacity that you have, and then you're gonna be better than this person. Okay, don't
Mhm.
forget it is self-confidence. It is the best way, self-confidence. Because if you don't have it, you won't be going anywhere. Thank you so much, Teacher Michael. Don't forget, fake it until you make it.
Great. Great. So thank you, and thank you a million, our dear brother, my dear brother, Mr. FG. It was a really nice pleasure having you around the table tonight to get opportunity to share not only your experience, but also some really good tips that can really help the other folks to understand, like to keep going in the learning process. So thank you. Thank you very much.
When I start learning English and common language courses, what attract me most was the way that we don't only learn grammar. And as I was saying, I read a lot of books. I like reading, but I'm a lazy person. I don't like, for example, okay, I'm going to memorize phrases in a language. No, Neftali will never do that. I don't know in the future things can change, but for now, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of person. But I have a lot of other way. I am a visual learner. To learn, I like to see what I'm learning and understand it better. But sitting on a chair with a notebook open in front of me, learning or memorizing word or phrases, that's not me. That's not me, unfortunately. And when I started learning English with common language courses, I saw one of my hobby. They were using it as a method of learning. That was so sweet. That was so good. And I started learning and I got opportunity to withstand my reading process, my hobby one more time, and not only using it like when I was a child, but using it to really, really become something. We're using it to learn, using it to grow and become a better version of myself. So, what I recommend each of you, if you want to learn as fast as possible, is not memorizing words. Because I remember when I first started learning Spanish, I learned Spanish in a period of 4 months only, because at that moment I didn't have anybody to translate for me, and I had the need. But not only the need, it is because I was reading in Spanish and I had people around me and I was practicing. I didn't have a lot of theory, but I had a lot of practice. And whenever I'm not able to express something, I just ask people around me, what's that? How can I say that? And they said that to me. So I learned like that. So the same thing happened as well. When you're learning a new language and you're not able, you feel that you don't have time enough, or you're not a good learner to memorize a lot of things, you can write down things that you really want to learn, even though you are not going to open that book anymore. But by writing them down, you're going to have something in your mind that's gonna live for sure. And other things as well after the reading process that um that attract me in common language courses was also in my second month, I remember teacher Michael introduced to me the card, the card like paternity card, divorce card, and my favorite until now still be paternity card, because you're not going to learn grammar, but you're going to listen to real English. Person that is speaking English, not speaking like not focusing on grammar. They're explaining what they really feel. They're explaining their need. In my real life, that's what I'm going to need. And sometimes I have some paternity code that stay on my mind forever. One of my favorite was about a young lady who lived a completely false life. None of uh her child was her child, and neither for her husband. And that was a secret that she got opportunity to keep that secret for her entire life. And I remember her daughter was about to get married and she was asking for her father because she needed to present someone to her future husband. That was like, I didn't have enough English to express what I was feeling, but I did understand. I didn't have enough grammar, but I could understand the whole story. But the grammar, no, I didn't have anything like that. So that's why I remember, if you want to learn English as fast as possible, you must listen to people that is speaking English. You want to learn something, you can ask a native speaker to help you with that. Okay, if I need to learn to know how to say, what's that? And I saw a pencil, I don't know how to say it in English. I can ask someone who already speaks English, what's that? And that person is going to say it to you. You're going to remember that word for most time if you would have sit on the chair and try to remember that word. And also, when you read, you're not going to learn that language, but you're going to be accurate. You're going to be able to express yourself like a real native speaker, because you're going to have much uh word, much way to say things. And I think that's better because we have know people, they spend their entire life speaking in English, but when you are listening to that person, you feel like something is missing. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure that something is missing. That person is speaking, but it's not like a native speaker, and that person is still struggling after years. The thing is that person doesn't read. If you read, you are going to sound more natural. That is the word. You're going to sound more natural. So that's why I recommend the reading and also the listening, but not listening to grammar stuff, but listening to person that is speaking with English that you're going to need if you go to a market. For example, if you okay, you can think about, okay, right now I am in a cold market. Where can I find a cold market? So that's the real life. So thank you so very much, Michael. I know that I was longer than I promised, but I'm so sorry.
Mhm. Great. So thank you, my beautiful Niftali. You did a really good job, and I really thank you, and I really congratulate you as well for a sacrifice because I know Friday it was 2 3 hours. Today was the same. I really think, and I really congratulate all of you guys, especially Miss Stacey, Miss Nancy, Mr. AFG, and there's a brother right here, Mr. Galaxy, but Mr. Stanley, Miss Junie, Miss Sophie, and Mr. Guerrier, and who else? Miss Junica. And all of you the other folks who had opportunity to be around, Miss Milford, all of you guys, I would think. And I would congratulate you, Miss Nadege, as well. All of you, the other folks. It was a really nice pleasure. So